But let's talk a bit about Motilal Oswal, where the company's reported a 72% increase in the total income, and all their segments like capital markets, home finance, asset management have done well. Raamdeo Agrawal, the joint MD of Motilal Oswal, joins us on the show. Good afternoon, sir, and thanks so much for joining in, and happy Diwali to you, your family, as well as everyone there at Motilal Oswal. A good quarter for the company. Do you believe it's sustainable? What are you picking up on how the current quarter that we're in is likely to be for Motilal Oswal?
Good afternoon and very happy Diwali and very prosperous New Year to all the viewers of CNBC TV18. And coming to our results, I think it was a very strong quarter. I would say it is almost planned kind of a situation. So we had planned for this kind of a change in our mix, but the strength of the business is has been very strong in broking as well as asset management, and of course housing finance also. So all the three segments have done very well, and we expect that the rest of the year at least. What we see is that same kind of performance is likely to remain in operating businesses. There is a 35-37 crores of profit on sale of carry share from our private equity business. That of course the fund one is coming to close, so that we have done about 65 crores in the first half. So same amount of carry share will come in next 4 quarters. We don't know in second half how much will come. It depends on the sale of some of the assets. To that extent it is not it is exceptional, but otherwise I think operating businesses will do as strong and on a higher base. So we think overall profits will be quite robust, at least for the second half.
Raamdeo, hi, good afternoon. Prashant here. Sorry, carry from the private equity business, is it? I missed that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember asking you, what is the total carry which you have not booked so far?
Total carry booked is about in the first about 63 crores. Of that, 37 has come in this quarter, and balance was in the first quarter.
Right. And what is the other? What is the overall carry which you? Would you be able to reveal that figure on the book?
No. Reveal means in the sense that we don't, at what price it will be sold, we don't know.
But you do, I'm sure you do reasonable assessments, right, of value right now.
So that's what I'm saying. About another 63-65 crores should be coming in next 4 quarters out of that.
Okay, Raamdeo, just hold that thought. Just coming back to you, ONGC second quarter results are at the bottom of the screen. So 49.75 crores is the net profit number, and it seems like it's better compared to the 49 crore net profit figure that we had expected. All right, Varinder, thank you very much for that. Raamdeo is still with us. Raamdeo, sorry for that detour, but if you could just quickly come back to your numbers. So capital markets up 46%, AMC up 48%, housing finance up 200%. Of course, the base in housing finance is small, as you yourself alluded to in the press conference. Could you tell me what is the size of the asset management business, assets under management rather?
So asset management is now 15,000 crores. I think more closer to 16,000 crores. So we have actually it has grown very rapidly. I was looking at some numbers. In 2.5 years, we have grown by 10x. We started 2014 March at about 1,500 crores. Now we have crossed 15,000 crores. So it has been a very rapid build-up on a very small base. The thing is that now we are about 4% of the incremental flow. So right now it's too early. Most of the mutual fund products are being not distributed by the banks because it is not yet 3 years. So as it completes 3 years next year, sometime in April, May, people will start. We'll start seeing better distribution of our main products.
Raamdeo, you spoke about operating leverage kicking in your brokerage business.
Yes.
Could you tell us what the profit growth has been for the capital or the broking business? And considering the strong growth rates you've seen, have you increased your market share? And if you could share those numbers with us.
Yes. So both have happened in the sense that actually what happens is that whenever the bull run starts, and the new clients start coming in, the big brokerages, they start gaining market share. That's what happened in 2003 to 2007. We literally went from 2% to 8% between 2003 and 2008. And then that thing actually fell off, and then we were at lower level for last 7-8 years. But the cost assumed at the peak of the bull run, that doesn't come down. So then the operating leverage works in negative way. Now as the again market picks up, we start getting market share, and costs are rationalized, and the incomes come very rapidly. So when you grow 35-40%, the costs, they probably grow at about 15-20%, and the operating margin kicks in. And since we have a very large operations in broking, the operating leverage impact is pretty significant in the overall bottom line.
What would have been the profit growth in your brokerage business?
Yeah, so in capital markets business, we have grown by about 46%. Revenues have grown at about 46%. So I'm sure the profit must have, PAT was, I don't have the exact number of, it is there in the presentation, but profit has grown faster than the top line.
Raamdeo, now overall, would you, so for the H1, you've done 180 odd crores in profits.
Yes.
Would you do at least 360, if not 400 crores for the year?
It looks, I mean, it is always, see, there are three parts of the business. I would say 4 parts of the business. One is the broking, core broking. That gives us about, say, 100 crores in a year. Then you have the this thing, HFC, housing finance, and asset management. And third piece, which is the largest part of the business, that is the investing business. So we don't book the profits out of that. So these 3 operating businesses, they give us about 400 crores. And
that is what I'm saying. You know, I began by asking you the total carry. You told me 65 crores. Well, I was actually asking the money that you put in your private equity business, investing. And at this juncture, what is the value of those? So what is the, that is what I was asking. Total, what is the carry?
No.
Is it?
So there are 2 buckets. One is the private equity bucket. So that 63 crores I was talking about, that is in private equity.
Yes.
Okay. But there is a public equity fund of about 800-900 crores. There we have 280 crores unbooked profit. That is not part of this, current result what we have declared.
Okay. That you will book in future, basically, right? When you make
as and when we
exits,
as and when we need the capital. So if you want to give, say, 500 crores to housing finance company, so we will liquidate this portfolio. At that point of time, we'll show the profits.
Okay, I just have one more question, and this is not about Motilal Oswal, but where your investors had, and you're a doyen, and I'm sure that you'll have some perspective on this. This relates to the Tata Mistry sort of story, which of course has been playing out all over now for the last 3 days. I want your thoughts on specifically one thing, which is the allegations with regards to Tata Finance, that 4,000 crore amount, how that was on Tata Motors books. Is there clarity enough? I mean, are you worried about that? How would, I know that you don't own stocks there, but what's your view really?
Yeah, so that part, I read the letter 2-3 times. I couldn't figure out whether that 4,000 crores is the loss they incurred in last 4-5 years between 2013 and 15, or is that still lying there unbooked? You know, if it is unbooked, then the books look very bad. You know, and I don't think that would be the case. Whenever they do the clarification, obviously they'll come out, Tata Motor will definitely come out and say what is the situation of that 4,000 crores. But that remains, because rest all is a business decision, in the sense that one can, we are appraising with a hindsight, and whosoever took a business decision, that is with the foresight. So that, I mean, business mistake and business going wrong and all, that is fine. But are the books that in Tata Motors, that 4,000 crores, is it already written off, those 4,000 crores, or is it still standing as a, undisclosed loss in the books? That remains, at least in my mind, it was not clear.
Okay, by the way, ABB numbers are also coming in. The company's reported a 4.5% growth in the top line at 2,055 crore, slightly short of analyst estimates, short even on the margin front. So they've delivered EBITDA margins of 7.1% versus consensus expectations of 9%. But despite a margin decline, aided by a very big jump in the other income, they've managed to report a 38% increase in the profitability. But revenues and margins are slightly subdued compared to expectations. But the heartening bit is the company's order inflows in the quarter that we're in was at 2,967 crore, and this is much better than a 4-5 quarter average of 2,000 crore of order inflows that they've been typically seeing. So there has been a sharp increase in the order inflows this quarter versus the average in the last few quarters, and the order book too from 7,752 has now moved up to 8,676, so an increase of about 800 to 900 crore rupees. Raamdeo, do you want to come in on the numbers, any of the numbers that have come out, ABB, ONGC, Maruti? We've seen a lot of numbers today. How are you feeling about it?
I mean, I have the two numbers I heard from you while I was, kind of giving this interview. But I think the real heartening number is the Maruti. They say India comes home on Maruti car, So that's the message management is sending. But it's a fabulous number in terms of, again, operating leverage is kicking in there. They have a shortage of capacity, so they will optimize the usage of current capacity of producing cars. I mean, it's a strange thing. I mean, that in the current slowdown, that is one company where you are seeing 3 to 5 months waiting list for some of the products. So they can choose the product, they can choose the margin. It is a seller's market for them. So I don't know how it is impacting the discounts, but to some extent, I think discounts in the products will come down, and that will allow them to get a little better margin on. So I think that is one of the best results I have seen in recent times by a large company. Smaller companies, yes, I mean 100 crores here and there, that's okay. But large company with 2,000-3,000 crores profit. Among the top 10 listed companies, I think Maruti has delivered the best performance so far.
Raamdeo, thank you very much for that. It's a pleasure speaking with you, and great getting all that perspective. And congratulations on what is, of course, a phenomenal set of numbers for Motilal Oswal as well in the second quarter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. We'll take a very quick break here. We'll come right back. Stay tuned.